The Rules of Money. Part 1. Written and published by Mindset Masters Audiobooks. The Rules of Money. Understanding money is one of the most important skills you can cultivate. Money is not just a tool. It is a system, a set of principles that govern wealth creation, protection, and growth. The rules of money are timeless guidelines that self-made millionaires, successful investors, and financially free individuals follow, often unconsciously, throughout their lives. This audiobook will guide you through these rules, not as abstract concepts, but as actionable practices you can implement immediately to transform your financial future. The goal is not just to accumulate money, but to think, act, and make decisions like the wealthy so that your finances work for you rather than against you. Rule 1. Money is a tool, not a goal. Many people treat money as the end goal, chasing it relentlessly without strategy or purpose. The first rule of money is simple yet profound. Money is a tool, not the destination. When you understand this, your relationship with money changes. You stop making impulsive decisions based on emotions like fear, envy, or pride. Instead, you make strategic choices that leverage money as a tool for growth, freedom, and influence. Consider these practical actions. Treat every dollar you earn as a potential investment in your future. Decide what you want money to achieve for you. Freedom, security, opportunities, and plan accordingly. Avoid mindless spending. Align expenditures with long-term goals. Money is a reflection of your values and priorities. If you misuse it, it will control you. If you respect it, it will empower you. Rule 2. Build multiple streams of income. Relying on a single source of income is one of the riskiest financial decisions anyone can make. Self-made millionaires never depend solely on one paycheck. They understand the power of diversification, not only in investments, but also in revenue streams. Creating multiple streams of income can include side businesses or freelance work, real estate investments, stock market or dividend portfolios, intellectual property or digital products. The principle is simple. You cannot control the economy, your employer, or market fluctuations entirely. By building multiple income sources, you reduce risk, increase financial stability, and accelerate wealth accumulation. Rule 3. Control your spending before you earn more. A common mistake is assuming that increasing income automatically solves financial problems. Without discipline, higher earnings simply lead to higher expenses. Rule 3 emphasizes financial control before financial expansion. Practical steps include: track every dollar spent to identify leaks and inefficiencies. Create a budget that prioritizes saving, investing, and essential expenses. Limit lifestyle inflation. Do not increase spending with every raise. The wealthy understand that controlling money starts with habits, not income. Without control, wealth slips through your fingers, regardless of how much you earn. Rule 4. Invest early and consistently. Time is one of the greatest allies of wealth creation. The sooner you invest, the more opportunity your money has to grow through compounding. Rule 4 is simple. Start investing as early as possible and maintain consistency. Key principles include: focus on long-term growth rather than short-term speculation. Diversify your portfolio to manage risk effectively. Reinvest returns to accelerate compounding. Understand your investments. Do not blindly follow trends. Even small amounts invested consistently over time create exponential growth. The secret of the wealthy is rarely luck. It is disciplined, early, and continuous investment. Rule 5. Protect your wealth. Earning and investing are only part of the equation. Protecting your assets is equally critical. Wealth can be lost as quickly as it is earned if it is not safeguarded. Protection includes insurance for health, property, and liability, emergency funds to cover unforeseen expenses, legal structures to shield assets, awareness of taxes, and smart planning to minimize unnecessary loss. Self-made millionaires understand that preservation is as important as accumulation. Risk management ensures that your progress is sustainable over time. Rule 6. Understand the psychology of money. Money is not purely mathematical. It is emotional. People make irrational decisions driven by fear, greed, pride, and status. The 6th rule emphasizes emotional intelligence in financial decision-making. Practical applications include: Avoid impulsive purchases triggered by social pressure. Do not panic sell investments during market downturns. Reflect on your values before making major financial decisions. Mastering the psychology of money allows you to make rational, consistent, and strategic choices, rather than reacting to temporary emotions. Rule 7. Your network influences your net worth. Wealth is rarely built in isolation. The people you surround yourself with influence your habits, mindset, and opportunities. The 7th rule is to choose your financial and personal network wisely. Actions to implement this rule. Seek mentors who have achieved what you aspire to achieve. Surround yourself with disciplined, financially responsible individuals. Limit exposure to negative or reckless financial influences. Your environment either accelerates your financial growth or hinders it. Surround yourself with people who elevate your understanding, inspire action, and hold you accountable. Rule 8. Continuous financial education. The financial world changes constantly. Rules, regulations, and opportunities evolve. The 8th rule emphasizes lifelong financial learning. Practical steps include: read books, listen to audiobooks, and follow credible financial news. Attend workshops or courses to deepen your knowledge. Regularly review your financial strategies to ensure they remain effective. Knowledge empowers action. The more you understand, the better your decisions, and the greater your financial security and growth. Rule 9. Money reflects your discipline. The 9th rule is that money is a reflection of your personal discipline. Wealth is not only about luck or opportunity. It is about consistent behavior over time. Key behaviors include regularly saving and investing, avoiding impulsive decisions, keeping commitments to financial goals, planning for the long term rather than chasing instant gratification. Discipline is the bridge between desire and financial freedom. The wealthy cultivate it relentlessly. Rule 10. Give back and reinvest in others. Finally, the 10th rule is that money gains value when it is shared responsibly. Philanthropy, mentoring, or supporting ventures not only create positive impact, but also cultivate gratitude and perspective. Practical applications. Donate to causes that matter to you. Invest in startups or projects with high social or economic value. Mentor or teach financial literacy to others. Giving back creates influence, expands opportunities, and reinforces the mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Part 2. Now that we have outlined the 10 fundamental rules of money, it is time to explore how to put these rules into practice in your everyday financial life. Understanding money intellectually is not enough. Action is what creates results. This part will guide you through concrete strategies, habits, and mindset shifts that allow these rules to manifest into real financial growth, security, and freedom. Rule 1 in action. Treat money as a tool. To start treating money as a tool rather than a goal, you must shift your mindset from scarcity to strategic utilization. Here are practical steps. Define your purpose for money. Write down exactly why you want to earn and save money. Examples include freedom to travel, financial security, or funding a business. Purpose creates direction. Budget with intentionality. Every dollar should have a purpose. Divide income into allocations, essentials, savings, investments, and discretionary spending. Measure financial impact. Before spending, ask, does this action move me closer to my financial goals, or does it merely satisfy immediate desires? Leverage money for growth. Use money to acquire assets that appreciate in value, not liabilities that drain cash flow. Assets can include investments, intellectual property, real estate, or education. By consistently seeing money as a tool, you develop financial mastery, allowing money to work for you instead of controlling you. Rule 2 in action. Build multiple streams of income. The wealthy understand that relying on one source of income is inherently risky. Implement these strategies. Start side ventures. Identify skills or hobbies that can be monetized outside your primary job. Even small ventures can grow over time. Invest strategically. Consider stocks, ETFs, or real estate that provide recurring income. Begin with small amounts and gradually scale. Leverage passive income. Digital products, royalties, and automated businesses provide recurring income with minimal ongoing effort. Diversify, don't complicate. Focus on manageable streams first. You can expand over time, but avoid spreading yourself too thin. By diversifying income sources, you protect yourself against financial shocks and accelerate wealth accumulation. Rule 3 in action: control spending. Controlling spending is a foundation for long-term financial success. Here's how to implement it. Track every expense. Use apps or journals to monitor all spending. Awareness is the first step toward control. Automate savings and investments. Automatically transfer a portion of income to savings or investment accounts before spending. Cut non-essential expenses. Identify recurring expenses that do not add value to your life and reduce or eliminate them. Plan large purchases. Avoid impulse buying. Create a waiting period and evaluate the necessity and return the purchase. Controlling spending ensures that your wealth-building actions are not sabotaged by poor financial habits. Rule 4 in action: invest early and consistently. Implementing early and consistent investing is the ultimate compounding strategy. Start small. Even $50 a week, invested consistently. Compound significantly over years. Focus on long-term growth. Avoid chasing trends or reacting emotionally to market fluctuations. Reinvest returns. Every dividend, interest, or profit should be reinvested to accelerate compounding. Educate yourself. Learn the fundamentals of investing to make informed decisions rather than following hearsay. Set up automatic contributions. Automate regular deposits into investment accounts to remove reliance on motivation. By starting early and staying consistent, your wealth grows exponentially over time. Rule 5 in action: protect your wealth. Preservation is as important as accumulation. Use these strategies. Emergency fund. Maintain 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a liquid account for unforeseen circumstances. Insurance coverage. Health, property, and life insurance prevent catastrophic financial losses. Legal protection. Establish legal structures like trusts or LLCs to shield assets when necessary. Tax planning. Optimize tax efficiency through deductions, credits, and strategic investments. Protecting wealth ensures that your gains are not wiped out by unexpected events. Rule 6 in action: master the psychology of money. Avoid emotional spending. Recognize triggers such as stress, social pressure, or ego-driven purchases. Reflect before major decisions. Pause and evaluate financial choices rationally rather than reactively. Practice gratitude. Appreciating what you have reduces the urge to make impulsive financial choices. Visualize long-term success. Picture financial freedom and stability to reinforce disciplined decisions. Understanding money psychologically allows rational, confident, and strategic action. Rule 7 in action: leverage your network. Seek mentorship. Find individuals who have achieved the financial outcomes you desire. Collaborate with like-minded individuals. Partner with disciplined, motivated people who share financial values. Avoid negative influences. Reduce exposure to individuals or groups that encourage reckless spending or unhealthy financial habits. Your network shapes your financial mindset, opening doors, opportunities, and guidance you may not discover alone. Rule 8 in action: continuous financial education. Read books and listen to audiobooks. Focus on topics like investing, financial planning, and entrepreneurship. Follow credible sources. Keep up with market trends, regulations, and best practices. Attend workshops or courses. Invest time and money in formal education to expand your financial skill set. Review and adjust. Regularly evaluate strategies to ensure they remain effective and relevant. Continuous education prevents stagnation and empowers smarter financial choices. Rule 9 in action: cultivate discipline. Set clear financial goals. Define both short-term and long-term objectives. Automate good habits. Savings, investments, and bill payments should be automatic. Track progress regularly. Consistently review progress to reinforce discipline. Resist temptations. Limit exposure to unnecessary spending opportunities. Discipline ensures that wealth-building habits persist even when motivation fluctuates. Rule 10 in action: give back and reinvest. Donate wisely. Support causes that resonate with your values. Mentor others. Sharing knowledge multiplies value beyond financial returns. Invest in high-impact ventures. Use capital to create value for others, generating both financial and social returns. Giving back creates abundance mindset, strengthens relationships, and fosters long-term opportunities. Part 3. In this part, we focus on advanced strategies for implementing the rules of money, turning theory into high-impact action that accelerates wealth creation. Understanding the rules is valuable, but applying them consistently with strategies separates those who achieve financial freedom from those who merely dream about it. Advanced implementation of Rule 1, Money as a Tool. Seeing money as a tool requires integrating strategic thinking into every financial decision. Financial mapping. Map your financial ecosystem. Create a chart of all assets, liabilities, income sources, and spending patterns. This visualization helps identify where money is working for you and where it is not. Strategic budgeting. Go beyond simple budgets. Allocate funds into categories based on impact. Investments, personal growth, essential living, and discretionary expenses. Assign percentages to each category to enforce discipline. Leverage opportunities. Use money to create leverage. Invest in skills, start businesses, or acquire assets that generate passive income. Money should multiply, not just circulate. Avoid emotional spending. Implement a 24-hour rule for discretionary purchases. Pause before buying to determine necessity and long-term benefit. Measure ROI on every dollar. Each expenditure should have a return, whether tangible or intangible. Evaluate past spending and optimize for maximum impact. Advanced implementation of Rule 2, Multiple income streams. Creating multiple streams of income requires deliberate planning and scaling. Assess strengths and interests. Identify skills, passions, or assets that can generate additional income. Prioritize scalable ventures. Choose activities that can grow without demanding proportional time. Examples: online businesses, digital products, and investments. Automate revenue generation. Leverage tools, systems, or outsourcing to reduce manual effort. Diversify investment vehicles. Combine stocks, real estate, and entrepreneurship to spread risk while maintaining high growth potential. Measure performance and adjust. Track income streams consistently and shift focus to those providing the greatest return on time and capital. Advanced implementation of Rule 3, Control spending. Spending control is the foundation of long-term wealth. To take it further, zero-based budgeting. Assign every dollar a purpose until income minus expenses equals zero, ensuring every dollar is strategically used. Categorize needs versus wants. Distinguish essential expenses from lifestyle luxuries and eliminate unnecessary spending. Use technology to automate savings. Schedule automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts immediately after income is received. Periodic financial audits. Review bank statements, subscriptions, and recurring payments monthly to avoid unnoticed financial leaks. Implement value-based spending. Spend only on areas that bring significant value to your life, reinforcing the principle of intentional allocation. Advanced implementation of Rule 4. Invest early and consistently. To maximize the power of early and consistent investing. Dollar cost averaging. Invest fixed amounts consistently regardless of market conditions to mitigate volatility risk. Asset allocation strategy. Diversify across asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, and alternative investments based on risk tolerance. Tax advantage accounts. Use retirement accounts or other tax-efficient vehicles to maximize returns. Reinvestment plans. Automatically reinvest dividends and profits to accelerate compounding. Monitor portfolio and adjust. Quarterly or semi-annual portfolio reviews ensure alignment with long-term goals and risk tolerance. Advanced implementation of Rule 5. Protect your wealth. Wealth preservation strategies extend beyond basic protection. Layered insurance coverage. Combine life, health, property, and liability insurance to cover potential high-impact risks. Emergency fund strategy. Maintain 6 to 12 months of expenses in liquid accounts, periodically reassessing based on lifestyle changes. Legal asset protection. Utilize trusts, LLCs, or other legal structures to shield assets from lawsuits or creditors. Tax efficiency. Work with financial professionals to optimize tax strategies and minimize avoidable losses. Estate planning. Ensure assets are passed on according to your wishes, while minimizing unnecessary taxation. Advanced implementation of Rule 6. Mastering money psychology. Identify emotional triggers. Keep a journal of spending patterns and feelings that drive financial decisions. Cognitive reframing. Transform fear-based money beliefs into strategic, growth-oriented perspectives. Behavioral guardrails. Implement rules like spending caps, automatic transfers, or delayed decision-making to counter emotional impulses. Mindset reinforcement. Daily affirmations, visualization, And reviewing financial goals maintain focus and motivation. Celebrate discipline. Reward adherence to positive habits rather than impulsive financial choices. Advanced implementation of Rule 7. Leveraging your network. Mentorship programs. Engage mentors for guidance, accountability, and insight into high-level financial strategies. Strategic partnerships. Partner with individuals or companies that complement your skills or provide access to resources. Network for opportunities. Attend events, workshops, and online communities that facilitate financial collaboration. Protect against negative influence. Avoid relationships or environments that encourage reckless spending or poor financial judgment. Reciprocal value creation. Offer knowledge, resources, or support to your network to strengthen relationships and open new doors. Advanced implementation of Rule 8. Continuous financial education. Structured learning plan. Dedicate specific hours weekly to financial reading, courses, or podcasts. Apply learning immediately. Implement strategies learned to reinforce knowledge and track effectiveness. Diversify knowledge sources. Balance books, audiobooks, mentors, courses, and industry reports. Stay updated on trends. Keep abreast of economic shifts, regulatory changes, and emerging investment opportunities. Evaluate and iterate. Regularly assess new knowledge against outcomes and adjust strategies accordingly. Advanced implementation of Rule 9. Discipline as a financial habit. Automate good behaviors. Use automatic payments, investments, and transfers to enforce discipline. Micro-commitments. Start with small, consistent actions that reinforce self-control, then scale over time. Routine reviews. Weekly financial reviews ensure adherence to plans and discipline in spending and investing. Resist lifestyle inflation. Increase saving and investing percentages rather than inflating lifestyle with each income rise. Document progress. Keep a financial journal to reinforce behavior. Note lessons learned and celebrate wins. Advanced implementation of Rule 10. Giving back and reinvesting. Strategic philanthropy. Donate intelligently to causes aligned with personal values and social impact. Mentorship and teaching. Reinvest knowledge by guiding others toward financial literacy. Impact investing. Allocate capital to businesses or ventures that generate social and economic returns. Community engagement. Participate in local initiatives to strengthen relationships and create opportunities for mutual growth. Reflect and refine giving. Evaluate the impact of your contributions and adjust strategies to maximize value for yourself and others. Key takeaways from Part 3. Rules of money are only powerful when applied consistently and strategically. Advanced implementation focuses on structure, automation, protection, education, and impact. Each rule interacts with the others. Mastery of all rules produces exponential financial growth. Continuous evaluation and adjustment ensure the system remains effective and aligned with evolving goals. By taking these advanced steps, you transform the rules of money from abstract principles into actionable strategies that build lasting wealth, security, and freedom. Part 4. Now that we have explored the advanced strategies for implementing each rule, it's time to translate strategy into practice through real-world examples, exercises, and daily routines. Understanding the rules is powerful, but applying them consistently is what truly builds wealth. In this part, we focus on actionable exercises and case studies that show how these rules function in everyday life. Rule 1 in practice. Money as a tool. Consider Sarah, a 32-year-old marketing professional. She always believed that more money would make her happy. Despite earning a high salary, she constantly felt stressed and broke. After reframing her perspective, seeing money as a tool rather than a goal, she implemented the following steps. Purpose-driven budgeting. Sarah allocated her income based on goals. 30% savings, 30% investments, 20% essential expenses, 10% personal growth, and 10% discretionary spending. Invest in skills. She used part of her discretionary funds to take courses that improve her earning potential. Financial ROI assessment. Every purchase or investment was evaluated. Will this increase long-term wealth, personal growth, or happiness? Over 6 months, Sarah's financial stress reduced, her savings increased, and she began generating passive income through side projects. Rule 2 in practice. Multiple income streams. David, a software engineer, realized a salary alone would never allow him to achieve financial freedom quickly. He applied Rule 2 by freelancing projects. He took on small freelance projects, generating $1,000 per month on top of his salary. Dividend stocks. He invested $500 monthly into dividend-paying stocks, creating recurring income, digital product. Using his coding skills, David created a simple app generating passive revenue. Within a year, David's income diversified significantly, and he was no longer dependent on his main job for financial security. Rule 3 in practice: controlling spending. Lena was struggling with lifestyle inflation, spending every raise on luxury goods. Implementing Rule 3 transformed her financial habits. Track every expense. She used an app to monitor daily spending. Implement savings automation. Automatically transfer 20% of her income into a high-yield savings account. Evaluate purchases. Every non-essential purchase required a 48-hour waiting period for reflection. In 1 year, Lena saved $18,000 and eliminated unnecessary debt, demonstrating the power of disciplined spending. Rule 4 in practice: invest early and consistently. Consider Jamal, a 28-year-old who started investing $200 monthly in a diversified portfolio. Long-term focus. He chose low-cost index funds and reinvested dividends. Dollar-cost averaging. By investing consistently regardless of market fluctuations, he minimized risk and maximized compounding. Portfolio growth tracking. He reviewed his portfolio quarterly and adjusted allocations for risk management. By age 40, Jamal had grown his investments significantly, showing the exponential effect of early, consistent investment. Rule 5 in practice: protect your wealth. Alex, a small business owner, realized the importance of protecting assets. Emergency fund. He saved 6 months of business and personal expenses in a liquid account. Insurance. He obtained comprehensive liability and property insurance. Legal structures. He established an LLC for his business to separate personal and business liabilities. Tax optimization. Working with an accountant, he minimized taxes while remaining compliant. By protecting his wealth, Alex ensured his hard-earned money was secure, even in unpredictable circumstances. Rule 6 in practice: mastering money psychology. Maria had a habit of impulsive spending during stressful periods. She applied Rule 6 by identifying triggers. She recognized that shopping sprees were linked to anxiety. Behavioral guardrails. Implemented a $100 weekly discretionary limit and delayed all non-essential purchases. Mindset shifts. Practice daily affirmations focused on financial security and long-term goals. As a result, Maria gained control over her impulses, reduced debt, and started building significant savings. Rule 7 in practice: leveraging your network. Tom wanted to grow his wealth, but lacked opportunities. Applying Rule 7, he sought mentorship, connected with experienced entrepreneurs who guided his investment decisions. Strategic partnerships. Collaborated on a small real estate project, learning from seasoned investors. Networking events. Attended workshops and seminars, gaining access to deals and insights otherwise unavailable. Tom's network accelerated his wealth creation by opening doors to opportunities he could not access alone. Rule 8 in practice: continuous financial education. Emma dedicated 2 hours per week to financial learning. Books and audiobooks. Focused on personal finance, investing, and wealth psychology. Courses and seminars. Took workshops to improve investing and tax strategies. Application of knowledge. Each month, she implemented at least one new financial strategy learned. By consistently expanding her knowledge, Emma made better informed decisions and avoided common financial pitfalls. Rule 9 in practice: cultivating discipline. Jason struggled with inconsistent savings and investments. He applied Rule 9 by automating investments. Set up recurring contributions to retirement and brokerage accounts. Tracking progress. Maintained a monthly review of his finances, adjusting as needed. Limiting lifestyle inflation. Despite salary increases, he increased investments proportionally rather than spending more. Jason's discipline created predictable growth and minimized financial stress. Rule 10 in practice: giving back and reinvesting. Olivia wanted to make a positive impact while building wealth. She applied Rule 10. Philanthropy. Donated a portion of her income to causes aligned with her values. Mentorship. guided young entrepreneurs, sharing strategies for financial growth. Impact investments, invested in businesses creating social and financial returns. Olivia's giving mindset not only created value for others, but also reinforced her own abundance mindset, attracting more opportunities and financial growth. Daily routine for applying the rules of money. To integrate all 10 rules into your life, consider the following daily routine. Morning reflection. Review goals and affirm your financial purpose. Budget review. Check allocations and ensure spending aligns with objectives. Investment tracking. Monitor portfolios, dividends, and progress toward targets. Learning and development. Spend at least 30 minutes reading or listening to financial content. Networking actions. Connect with mentors, peers, or communities that enhance your financial growth. End of day review. Assess daily spending, investments, and decisions. Adjust for the following day. Key takeaways from Part 4. Applying the rules in real-life situations transforms theoretical knowledge into actionable results. Consistency, discipline, and awareness are the cornerstones of financial success. Daily routine, strategic planning, and reflection ensure the rules are integrated into your lifestyle. Part 5. In this part, we focus on turning knowledge into mastery through consistent systems, habits, and actionable strategies. Understanding the rules and seeing examples is one thing. Building a repeatable process ensures sustainable wealth. We will explore systems that integrate all 10 rules into daily, weekly, and monthly financial habits. Creating a money system that works. A system is more than a budget. It is a framework that ensures your financial decisions consistently align with your goals. Centralized tracking. Maintain a financial dashboard that includes income, expenses, savings, and investments. Use spreadsheets or apps to create a real-time snapshot of your financial health. Automation is key. Automate bill payments, savings transfers, and investment contributions. Set up recurring transfers to separate accounts for emergency funds, investments, and personal growth. Goal alignment. Every financial decision should have a purpose. Map each expense, investment, and action to a specific goal. Use short-term, mid-term, and long-term goal categories to keep the big picture in view. Regular checkpoints. Schedule weekly reviews to track spending and progress toward goals. Conduct monthly audits to adjust strategies, reallocate funds, and identify areas for improvement. Feedback loops. Track successes and failures. Analyze why certain actions worked and others did not. Adjust your approach continuously to improve outcomes. Building wealth through daily habits. Wealth is a product of repeated behaviors over time. Integrate these habits into your daily routine. Morning financial review. Spend 10 to 15 minutes reviewing your goals, accounts, and recent transactions. Set your focus on high-impact financial activities for the day. Consistent learning. Dedicate time each day to read financial news, books, or listen to audiobooks. Apply what you learn immediately to reinforce knowledge. Daily investment actions. Review portfolio performance, rebalance if necessary, and track dividends or interest. Even small actions compound over time. Mindful spending. Pause before every purchase to evaluate if it aligns with long-term goals. Track discretionary spending meticulously. Networking and mentorship. Connect daily or weekly with peers, mentors, or groups that support financial growth. Seek advice, share knowledge, and create mutually beneficial relationships. Weekly financial routine. Review accounts. Assess bank, investment, and retirement accounts for growth and discrepancies. Reallocate funds based on current goals and risk tolerance. Analyze spending. Categorize all expenses to identify patterns and opportunities for improvement. Ensure spending aligns with your financial priorities. Investment strategy adjustment. Evaluate investment performance and adjust as needed. Research new opportunities and ensure your portfolio remains diversified. Plan for the upcoming week. Schedule payments, transfers, and investment contributions. Identify high-impact financial actions for the week. Monthly financial routine. Comprehensive audit. Review all accounts, investments, and liabilities. Calculate net worth to track long-term progress. Rebalance portfolio. Adjust asset allocation to maintain risk balance and capitalize on growth opportunities. Evaluate goals. Review short-term and long-term goals, adjusting timelines and strategies if necessary. Financial reflection. Reflect on successes, mistakes, and opportunities. Document lessons learned and integrate them into your system. Give back and reinvest. Allocate a portion of earnings for charitable causes or impact investments. Reinvest profits from investments to accelerate wealth growth. Case study: the power of system. Consider Michael, a 35-year-old engineer. Problem: despite a high salary, Michael struggled with debt and minimal savings. Action: implemented a comprehensive financial system incorporating budgeting, automated savings, investments, and disciplined spending. Result: within 2 years, Michael paid off $50,000 of debt, grew his investments by $30,000, and developed additional income streams. Lesson: systems create predictability, reduce decision fatigue, and ensure consistent wealth-building actions. Habits that reinforce the rules of money. Track everything. Keep a detailed log of income, expenses, and investment activity. Transparency provides clarity and control. Plan before spending. Align purchases with your purpose, ensuring every dollar works for you. Invest consistently, even modest. Consistent contributions compound into substantial wealth over time. Learn and adapt. Commit to continuous education to improve decision-making and seize opportunities. Review networks. Surround yourself with like-minded, financially disciplined individuals. Protect assets. Implement insurance, legal structures, and emergency funds to safeguard wealth. Practice discipline and patience. Resist impulsive spending, unnecessary risks, and shortcuts. Give and reinvest. Allocate resources to causes and opportunities that generate long-term value for you and others. Exercises to reinforce mastery. Daily financial journal. Record all income, expenses, and investment decisions. Note lessons learned and opportunities for improvement. Goal mapping exercise. Write down 3 short-term, 3 mid-term, and 3 long-term financial goals. Break each goal into actionable steps with timelines. Networking action plan. Identify 5 mentors or peers to connect with each month. Document lessons learned from each interaction. Weekly reflection. Evaluate financial decisions made during the week. Identify successes and mistakes and plan corrective actions. Investment analysis drill. Pick one investment to analyze monthly. Assess performance, risks, and potential growth opportunities. Key takeaways from Part 5. Financial mastery requires more than knowledge. It requires structured systems, habits, and routines. Daily, weekly, and monthly actions ensure consistency and alignment with long-term goals. Regular reflection, adaptation, and disciplined implementation reinforce all 10 rules. A system reduces mistakes, increases predictability, and accelerates wealth-building results. Part 6. In this part, we focus on advanced investment strategies, risk management, and scaling your financial systems. You now have the foundation of the rules, daily habits, and routines. To accelerate wealth and secure financial freedom, it's essential to understand how to leverage money, minimize risk, and maximize returns through sophisticated strategies while staying disciplined. Advanced investment strategies. Investment is where wealth grows exponentially. Beyond basic saving, it's about smart allocation, compounding, and diversification. Diversification across asset classes. Spread investments across stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, and alternative assets. Diversification reduces risk while allowing for multiple growth pathways. Risk assessment and tolerance. Understand your risk tolerance based on age goals and income stability. Avoid overexposure to high-risk investments without safety nets. Compounding power. Reinvest all earnings to maximize compounding effects. Start early and maintain consistency. Even modest contributions can grow exponentially over decades. Value versus growth investing. Value investing focuses on assets underpriced relative to their intrinsic value. Growth investing targets assets with high potential for future expansion. Combine both approaches to balance stability and aggressive growth. Tax efficiency. Utilize tax advantage accounts and strategies. Understand capital gains, dividends, and interest taxation to minimize leaks. Building a portfolio that works. A portfolio should reflect goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon. Core satellite approach. Core, stable, low-risk investments like index funds or bonds. Satellite, higher risk, higher reward opportunities, such as niche stocks or startups. Regular rebalancing. Ensure allocation remains aligned with goals. Adjust for market movements without overreacting to volatility. Liquidity planning. Maintain cash or liquid assets to cover short-term needs and seize opportunities. Performance metrics. Track ROI, growth percentage, dividend yield, and total net worth changes. Use metrics to make informed decisions rather than emotional reactions. Risk management techniques. Emergency funds. Keep 6 to 12 months of expenses liquid to protect against unexpected life events. Insurance coverage. Comprehensive life, health, property, and liability insurance protects against catastrophic financial losses. Stop loss and hedging strategies. Set clear thresholds for selling underperforming investments. Use hedging strategies to protect your portfolio from market downturns. Legal protection. Use trusts, LLCs, or other structures to protect assets from lawsuits or creditors. Scenario planning. Visualize worst-case scenarios and ensure strategies are in place to mitigate them. Scaling financial systems. Once you have a strong foundation, scaling is key to creating wealth that grows faster than your lifestyle. Automation expansion. Extend automation beyond bills and savings to investments, reinvestments, and even business income streams. Delegation and outsourcing. Hire professionals for complex tasks such as tax planning, investment management, or business operations. Free your time for high-value activities that accelerate wealth. Leverage your network. Scale income by partnering with skilled individuals or investing in collaborative ventures. Reinvestment strategy. Reinvest profits from side ventures or investments to expand financial growth. Portfolio scaling. Gradually increase investment amounts in high-performing areas while maintaining diversification. Psychology of advanced wealth. Even advanced strategies fail without the proper mindset. Mental discipline is the bridge between knowledge and results. Patience over impulse. Avoid reacting emotionally to short-term market fluctuations. Focus on long-term growth and consistent action. Adaptability. Markets, economies, and personal circumstances change. Flexibility ensures you stay on track without panic. Confidence through knowledge. Continuously educate yourself on new strategies, regulations, and financial tools. Knowledge reduces fear and builds confidence for decisive action. Resilience. Financial setbacks are inevitable. Treat failures as learning opportunities rather than defeats. Discipline reinforcement. Daily and weekly routines, reflection, and goal tracking reinforce discipline and prevent deviation from your financial plan. Case study. Scaling wealth through strategy. Sophia, a 38-year-old entrepreneur, illustrates advanced implementation. Starting point. Moderate savings, one small investment property, limited financial knowledge. Action plan. Diversified portfolio with stocks, real estate, and business ventures. Automated savings and reinvestment of profits. Monthly review of portfolio and spending. Engage mentors and financial advisors for guidance. Outcome. Within 5 years, Sophia increased net worth by over 300%, created multiple passive income streams, allowing her to leave a high-stress job and focus on long-term growth. Exercises to master advanced strategies. Portfolio review exercise. Analyze each asset's ROI, risk level, and alignment with goals. Adjust allocation for balance and growth potential. Scenario planning drill. Identify worst-case financial scenarios and create action plans to mitigate risks. Networking action plan. Reach out to at least one mentor or peer weekly for advice or collaboration. Daily knowledge integration. Dedicate 30 minutes to financial education and immediately apply one actionable insight. Reflection journal. End each week by reviewing successes, challenges, and areas for improvement in your financial strategies. Key takeaways from Part 6. Advanced investing requires diversification, risk management, and strategic reinvestment. Scaling your financial systems ensures wealth grows faster than lifestyle and inflation. Discipline, patience, and continuous education are critical to mastering advanced wealth strategies. A repeatable system combined with sound investment and risk management principles creates exponential, Sustainable financial growth. Part 7. This part focuses on building, expanding, and protecting passive income streams. Passive income is one of the core pillars of financial freedom. It's not about making money without effort, that's a myth, but about building systems that keep producing income even when you're not actively working. This is where wealth becomes predictable, scalable, and self-sustaining. Understanding passive income the right way. Many people misunderstand passive income. They think it means zero effort. In reality, passive income requires front-loaded work, consistent maintenance, discipline, and strategy. Passive income is built on 3 core components. Setup, the work you do to build the system. Automation, the processes you put in place to run without you. Optimization, the small improvements that grow returns over time. When these components blend together, passive income becomes a reliable engine for wealth. Rule, passive income is built, not discovered. There is no secret stream. You build it through knowledge, testing, execution, and refinement. Start with what you understand and expand outward. The 5 categories of passive income. To build financial freedom, aim to have streams in multiple categories. Each has different strengths and risk levels. 1. Financial passive income. This is income produced by investments. Examples include dividends, bond interest, index fund returns, REIT payouts, high-yield savings. This category requires capital, but it also provides stability and long-term compounding. Focus, consistency, and reinvestment. 2. Real estate cash flow. This is income from property you own or control. Examples: rental properties, commercial real estate, short-term rentals, Airbnb, land leasing. Real estate builds both cash flow and equity, making it one of the strongest wealth assets. Focus, management efficiency, and tenant quality. 3. Digital asset income. Digital assets can create recurring, scalable income. Examples: audiobooks, online courses, ebooks, digital templates, licensing content, subscription communities. These require skill and creativity, not necessarily large amounts of capital. Focus, automation plus repeatability. 4. Business systems income. This is income from a business that you don't have to work in day to day. Examples: franchises, automated e-commerce, SMMA with hired teams, product-based businesses with systems. This type scales fast once systems are in place. Focus, delegation plus standard operating procedures. 5. Intellectual property income. This includes royalties and licensing. Examples: music royalties, book royalties, inventions, patents. This is high effort to create, but extremely passive after distribution. Focus, quality plus growth longevity. Rule, don't build everything. Build what matches you. Align passive income streams with your skills, available time, personality, and financial capacity. Ask yourself, do I want to work with people? Do I prefer digital or physical assets? How much starting capital do I have? How much risk can I handle? Your strengths determine your best passive income path. Building your first passive income stream. Most people fail because they overcomplicate the beginning. Start simple. Here's a repeatable structure. Choose one stream that aligns with your current resources. Do what you understand now, not what seems trendy. Build the first 20%. This is the hardest part. It includes research and getting the system off the ground. Automate the next 40%. Use tools, platforms, and systems that reduce manual work. Optimize the remaining 40%. Improve quality, speed, efficiency, and scalability. Expand only after your first stream becomes stable. Stability means predictable monthly income, low manual labor, system resilience. Move from one stable stream to the next. Income stacking, the wealth formula. True financial freedom comes not from a single stream, but from stacking multiple reliable ones. Build one passive income stream. Stabilize it. Add a second. Maintain momentum. Diversify slowly and strategically. The goal is not to chase everything. The goal is to stack slowly, consistently, and intentionally. Rule: passive income requires leverage. You cannot scale without leverage. There are 4 types: time leverage, systems, tools, automation; people leverage, teams, freelancers, property managers; money leverage, using capital to generate more capital; knowledge leverage, specialized skills that multiply value. Leverage is the difference between staying stuck and accelerating. Protecting passive income streams. Many people build passive income streams but lose them because they don't know how to protect them. Here's how. Legal structures, separate business entities, leases, and safe contracts. Insurance coverage, protects real estate and business systems. Diversification, prevents risk concentration. Cybersecurity, critical for digital assets. Routine audits, monthly reviews of numbers, systems, and performance. What you build must be protected. The psychology of passive income. Passive income requires 3 mental traits. Delayed gratification. You plant seeds now for a harvest later. Consistency. Small daily actions build big long-term results. Patience. True passive systems take time to mature. You are not just building income. You are building your identity as someone who creates wealth automatically. Case study. Turning 1 income stream into 5. Daniel, a 29-year-old developer, illustrates the income stacking model. Build a simple online course on app basics. Automated sales through ads. Use profits to invest in index funds. Later bought a small rental apartment. Eventually launched a SaaS tool. Within 4 years, he had 5 passive income streams generating more than his full-time job. The key wasn't speed, it was sequencing and focus. Action steps for this part. Do these immediately. Choose the passive income category you'll focus on first. List the skills or capital you already have that connect to it. Outline a simple 90-day plan to build the first version. Block 45 minutes daily to work on the system. Commit to automation after the first version works. Key takeaways from Part 7. Passive income isn't effortless. It's front-loaded and system-driven. Build 1 stream at a time, stabilize it, then expand. Income stacking is the model of the rich. Leverage is mandatory for scaling. Protect what you build with legal, financial, and cybersecurity structures. Identity change is a foundation. You must think like a builder, not a dreamer. Part 9. This part unlocks one of the biggest financial truths in the world. Wealth is a mindset long before it becomes money. Most people focus on the mechanics of earning, saving, or investing, but they completely overlook the psychological foundation that makes those actions sustainable. Wealth begins as an internal identity. Poverty also begins as an internal identity. The difference is not luck or talent. It is mental programming. The rule: your money will never outgrow your mindset. Your mindset acts as the ceiling for your financial life. If you have limited beliefs around money, you will unconsciously sabotage progress. If you have an abundant, disciplined, opportunity-driven mindset, your behavior will naturally create wealth. This is why 2 people can start with the same amount of money, opportunities, and information, and one becomes wealthy while the other stays stuck. The difference is internal capacity. The mental patterns of the wealthy versus the average person. The wealthy think differently in 6 key ways. They believe money is something they can create, not just earn. They see challenges as problems to solve, not reasons to quit. They treat money like a tool, not a trophy. They believe wealth is built through repetition, not intensity. They expect their future to be better than their past. They build a mindset of calm control instead of emotional chaos. These traits are developed, not inherited. They come from habits of thought, not natural ability. The identity shift, becoming a wealth builder. Before your money transforms, you must transform. There's a shift that every long-term wealth builder goes through. It looks like this. You stop asking, how fast can I get rich? You start asking, how strong can I build my financial foundation? You stop chasing shortcuts. You start prioritizing sustainability. You stop trying to impress people. You start building peace, options, and freedom. This shift changes everything. Emotional intelligence, the hidden skill behind wealth. Money responds poorly to emotional chaos. People lose wealth because of panic, fear, overconfidence, impatience, FOMO, envy, anger, ego-driven decisions. Financial success requires composure. Financial failure thrives on emotions. When you become emotionally stable, you make rational choices. And rational choices compound beautifully over time. Calm decisions lead to compounding gains. When markets fall, the undisciplined panic. The wealthy stay calm. When opportunities appear, the fearful freeze. The wealthy execute without hesitation. When expenses rise, the average person indulges. The wealthy maintain their standards and stay focused. Calmness is a wealth strategy. Haste is a wealth killer. The rule: always think in long-term frames. Short-term thinking creates stress. Long-term thinking creates confidence. The wealthy view time differently. They plan in decades. They invest patiently. They delay gratification. They allow compounding to work effortlessly. They understand that small numbers multiplied by time become large numbers. Time is the most powerful financial force on earth, even more powerful than income. If you think long-term, time becomes your ally. If you think short-term, time becomes your enemy. Scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. Scarcity says, there isn't enough. I must hold tightly. I must fear the future. Abundance says, there is always opportunity. Money flows. I can create, build, and expand. Scarcity leads to hesitation, fear, tightness, emotional decisions, missing opportunities. Abundance leads to resourcefulness, learning, calm action, creativity, confidence. But to be clear, abundance is not blind optimism. It is rational confidence paired with disciplined action. Belief systems that limit wealth. Many people unknowingly repeat beliefs that sabotage their financial lives. Money is hard to get. Rich people are lucky. I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. Opportunities don't happen for people like me. Everything is risky. Investing is confusing. These beliefs feel real because they are repeated, not because they are true. If you believe something long enough, you will live according to it, even if it keeps you broke. Rewriting the internal script. To change your financial reality, you must begin rewriting your internal script. Replace, I can't afford this, with, how can I build the ability to afford this? Replace, money is scarce, with, money flows to value. Replace, I'm not good with money, with, I am learning and improving constantly. Replace, I hope things get better, with, I am responsible for making things better. You don't need to force positivity. You need to embrace responsibility. Responsibility is the beginning of control. Control is the beginning of power. Power is the beginning of wealth. The wealth mindset formula. The wealthy follow an internal formula, whether they realize it or not. Clarity, discipline, consistency, compounding. This formula is universal. It works for health, business, careers, relationships, and money. The average person tries to skip straight to the end. They want the compounding without the clarity, discipline, or consistency. But wealth is not magic. It is a process. Becoming the type of person who attracts wealth. Money responds to certain traits. Patience, calmness, accountability, curiosity, adaptability, long-term thinking, emotional discipline, strategic planning. When you embody these traits, money flows easier. People trust you. Opportunities appear. Your decision-making improves. Your consistency strengthens. You become magnetic to financial growth. The invisible doors wealthier people see. Wealthy thinkers notice opportunities others ignore. Systems that can be improved. Services that can be automated. Problems people repeatedly complain about. Outdated industries waiting for reinvention. Undervalued assets. Long-term investment positions. Skills that create disproportionate value. Nothing about this is luck. It is awareness. Awareness comes from confidence. Confidence comes from preparation. Preparation comes from mindset. Action steps for this part. To shift into a wealth mindset. Practice long-term thinking daily. Replace scarcity language with proactive language. Track your emotions when making financial decisions. Study money consistently so you feel confident, not fearful. Surround yourself with well-focused thinking, books, videos, people. Reduce exposure to environments that normalize financial chaos. Build routines that strengthen discipline and clarity. Mindset is not an idea. It is a daily training system. The core lesson of Part 9. Your mindset determines your financial ceiling. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your emotional discipline shapes your outcomes. When you upgrade the way you think, you upgrade the way you live. This is the rule of internal wealth. Money grows on the outside when you grow on the inside. Part 10. Protect your downside like the wealthy. One of the most overlooked rules of money is this. Wealth isn't built only by what you earn. It's protected by what you keep. Most people focus on growth, expansion, and opportunity. The rich focus on defense first. They understand that protecting the downside is the foundation of long-term success. When you protect your downside, you automatically increase your upside. The wealthy avoid unnecessary risks. Wealthy people don't gamble with their financial future. They take calculated risks, not blind leaps. They ask questions like, what could go wrong? How can I limit the damage? What is my safety net? This mindset helps them move confidently because they know they're prepared even when things don't go as planned. Build a cushion between you and crisis. Money has cycles. Life has surprises. Jobs change. Markets fall. Emergencies happen. Those who rise again are the ones who gave themselves room to breathe. Build buffers in your life. Savings buffers. Time buffers. Emotional buffers. Income buffers. Each buffer increases your ability to stay calm, think clearly, and make smart decisions. Know the difference between risk and recklessness. Most people confuse boldness with recklessness. The wealthy know the difference. Recklessness, acting without information. Boldness, acting with preparation, strategy, and awareness. You should take risks. Almost nothing great happens without them, but they should never threaten your survival. Diversify your income streams. Relying on one source of income is fragile. It puts your stability in someone else's hands. The wealthy understand this deeply. They diversify a job, a business, investments, side income, skills that can make money anytime. The goal isn't to work 24 hours a day. The goal is to reduce vulnerability, ensure your life, health, and assets. Insurance is exciting, but it is one of the most important rules of money. It protects your future from unpredictable events. A single accident can wipe out years of progress if you're not insulated. Smart wealth builders insure their health, their income, their vehicle, their home, their business. They don't view insurance as an expense. They view it as protection for everything they've built. Avoid high emotion decisions. Whenever emotions rise, reasoning falls. The wealthy avoid big decisions made from fear, greed, panic, excitement. They step back, breathe, and wait for clarity. Wealth is as much emotional management as it is financial management. Maintain liquidity. Cash gives freedom. Cash gives leverage. Cash opens doors. When opportunities appear, only those with liquidity can act fast. Even a small amount of accessible cash creates stability and confidence. Say no more than you say yes. This is one of the hardest rules for beginners. The wealthy say no often. They know that energy, time, and money are limited resources. Every yes carries a cost. They only commit to high-probability opportunities, high-quality partnerships, high-impact strategies. Everything else is noise. Never put yourself in a position of desperation. Desperation destroys judgment. Desperation makes you accept unfair deals and dangerous risks. Protecting your downside ensures you never have to make decisions from weakness. A stable foundation makes you powerful. The rules summarized: growth is important. Ambition is important. But protection multiplies both. When you protect your downside, you give yourself the strength and space to build real wealth. You create a financial life that can survive storms and capture opportunities. This is how the wealthy stay wealthy. This is how you build lasting financial success. If you want part 11, just say 11. You said, part 11, ChatGPT said. Here is part 11 for the rules of money. Clear, powerful, practical, and aligned with the style of the previous parts. Part 11. Earn more by becoming more valuable. One of the greatest truths about money is this. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. The people who earn the most aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who increase their value faster than others. Money follows value. Value follows growth. Growth follows intentional effort. The wealthy focus on skills that pay. High earners are rarely generalists. They build a few powerful skills that allow them to stand out. Skills that increase income include communication, sales, leadership, problem solving, strategic thinking, financial literacy. These skills compound over time, raising your earning potential automatically. Increase your value, not your hours. Many people try to earn more by working longer. The wealthy focus on becoming more effective, not more exhausted. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things with greater impact. Ask yourself, what skill, if improved, would raise my income the fastest? What tasks produce the greatest financial return? What work is beneath my potential and should be eliminated or delegated? Shift from effort-based income to value-based income. Study the marketplace. The wealthy understand economy, trends, and demands. They study how industries change. They watch where money flows. They identify gaps and fill them with skill, service, or innovation. If you know what the marketplace needs, you will never be broke. Build rare and useful skills. Rare skills increase your earning power dramatically. When you possess a skill that only a few people have, your value rises. The marketplace pays a premium for rarity. Examples include technical problem solving, high-level writing, data analysis, branding, negotiation, marketing strategy. Choose skills that align with your strengths. Then go deep. Become a lifelong learner. Every wealthy person is obsessed with learning. They read, they experiment, they take courses, they invest in mentors. They know the rule, the person who grows fastest wins. Knowledge is one of the few investments that always produces a return. Solve bigger problems. Small problems pay small money. Big problems pay big money. If you want to earn more, solve issues that matter. Ask yourself, what problems do people urgently want solved? What challenges can I fix better than most? How can I present myself as a solution? Money flows toward problem solvers. Build a personal brand. In today's world, visibility increases value. When people know who you are, trust your work, and understand your strengths, opportunities multiply. You don't need millions of followers. You just need the right people to know your name. Your personal brand is your reputation. Protect it. Strengthen it. It can raise your income for your entire life. Turn your skills into income streams. The wealthy don't stop at learning. They monetize what they know. A single valuable skill can generate income in multiple ways. Freelancing, consulting, teaching, coaching, building digital products, starting a business. Your mind is your most powerful asset. Use it. Invest in yourself before investing in anything else. The best investment rule ever created. Double your value before doubling your money. When you level up your competence, confidence, and clarity, you multiply every future financial decision. A stronger version of you creates a stronger financial life. The rules summarized. Money is a consequence of who you become. Increase your value, and your income will rise naturally. Never stop learning, improving, or expanding your skill set. This is how the wealthy create opportunity after opportunity. When you focus on becoming more valuable, money becomes a reflection of your growth. Part 12. The long game. How the wealthy stay rich forever. Most people think money is about income. The wealthy know money is about longevity. It's not how much you make, but how long you can keep growing it. The long game is where wealth is built, protected, multiplied, and passed on. Money rewards patience. It punishes panic. It grows for those who think in decades, not days. Wealth is a discipline, not a destination. Riches can come quickly. Wealth is built slowly. Wealth is a habit, a mindset, a lifestyle. It's the result of years of choices, small, unglamorous, consistent decisions that compound. The wealthy stay rich because they think long-term, avoid emotional decisions, stick to a strategy, track their money, protect their downside, look for asymmetric opportunities. They treat money like an asset to be managed, not a prize to be spent. Long-term thinking separates winners from everyone else. Most people live in a constant cycle of short-term gratification. The wealthy delay gratification because they know something essential. The future pays more than the present. They ask, will this decision matter in 5 years? Does this help me build long-term freedom? Am I sacrificing tomorrow for today? This mindset protects them from impulsive spending, bad investments, and emotional mistakes. Build systems, not wishes. The poor wish for money. The wealthy build systems. Automated saving. Automated investing. Automated bill payment. Automated wealth building habits. Systems compensate for discipline. Systems keep you consistent. Systems make wealth predictable. If your financial life depends on motivation, you'll fail. If it depends on systems, you'll win. Protect the downside. Rule, you can lose money fast. You build it slow. That means protecting your downsides is more important than chasing huge gains. Wealthy people avoid high personal debt, gambling disguised as investing, pyramid schemes, emotional trading, lifestyle inflation, unnecessary risks. Their first goal is preservation. Their second goal is growth. Your environment determines your financial future. People underestimate the influence of environment. If you're surrounded by spenders, you'll spend. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll complain. But if you're surrounded by builders, savers, and thinkers, you'll rise automatically. One of the most important rules of money. Your circle is your financial ceiling. Upgrade your environment and your financial life changes without force. Focus on ownership, not consumption. Most people live to consume. The wealthy live to own. They understand that ownership is the foundation of wealth. They buy stocks, businesses, intellectual property, real estate, digital assets, systems, skills. Ownership pays you even while you sleep. Consumption drains wealth. Ownership creates it. Wealth is quiet. Broke is loud. Real wealth is often invisible. The richest people don't need to prove anything. Their confidence comes from their independence, not their image. They don't chase validation, status, approval, flashy lifestyle. Their wealth shows up in freedom, not flexing, in choices, not chains, in time, not toys. Money should work harder than you do. Eventually, your investment should earn more than your labor. That's the goal of financial independence. Your job builds a foundation. Your assets build a future. The wealthy prioritize investing early, investing consistently, letting compounding do the heavy lifting. They don't rush. They trust math, not emotions. Over years, their money grows stronger, larger, faster, until it works harder than they ever could. Legacy. Teach what you've learned. True wealth isn't only about personal gain. It's about what you build, what you protect, and what you pass down. The wealthy think generations ahead. Legacy means teaching your children financial literacy, documenting your principles, building assets that outlive you, passing forward knowledge. Not just money. Money without wisdom is lost. Wisdom without money is limited. Together, they create generational strength. The final rule of money. The final rule is simple. Master yourself, and you will master money. Money follows discipline, patience, consistency, and clear thinking. It flows to those who manage their emotions, not those who react to them. It grows in the hands of those who treat it with respect. You now understand the rules. Apply them daily. Let them guide your decisions. And you will build a financial life that compounds for decades and sets you free.